So yesterday I talked about Venus approaching a conjunction to Jupiter in March and how this would be positive for Bitcoin. This was on my Patreon, where I post daily updates on the price of Bitcoin. The link to the Patreon will be in the description, and there are 6 slots remaining before the price will increase to $10 a month. But I offer a bunch of other things on the Patreon related to astrology content. So it's definitely worth it. Definitely recommend checking it out. And anyway, we talked about the triple bullish scenario in the charts of Bitcoin, which is that there was a cup and handle forming on the 4-hour time frame, a bull flag forming in the 1-hour time frame, and a W pattern in the 15-minute chart. The W pattern did not end up playing out, and the bull flag and the cup and handle ended up being delayed. But we are seeing that play out currently in the charts today. So the bull flag here has been extended, and this is a massive flag pattern here. So this breakout, as we projected yesterday, was going to be pretty massive. And right now we are in the midst of this breakout here. So I'd say we really have to see if we end up getting rejected from this $25,250 level, which was the previous high. If we end up getting rejected strongly off of that or below that price level, then we will not break out much further. But I foresee that with the positive transits in the astrology, that we will likely move higher to the next technically safe level, which is around $26,250 for Bitcoin. This is a bull flag pattern, and there are multiple variations. We saw a bull pennant form in the 1-hour chart for Bitcoin on February 18th, and they are subsequently preceded by an increase in price in some of the cases, because sometimes bull flags don't play out, but they are a bullish pattern, and they add to the bullish conclusion, if that makes any sense. And just given the other astrology, we felt as though this would be a good period for Bitcoin. So anyway, with that being said, how you measure the move after a bull flag is we take from the bottom of the flag pole to the top, and then you add it to the breakout point, and that's how you measure, a good take profit level. Now again, we have to see if we end up getting rejected from this $25,000 level, but at this point I would be looking for longs, because what we have currently broken out of is out of a distribution pattern, which is a sideways motion in the price, and those are good moments to de-risk or to sell for the most part, because they can be quickly preceded by a drop in price because the momentum is lost during a distribution. And anyways, unless this is a bull trap, which it very well might be, and which is why I'm not taking any impulsive action at this moment. I'm not completely assuming that we're going to the moon just yet or going much higher. Because again, this could just be a bull trap, and if we don't sustain these levels, this could be the sign that we're moving much lower, which was actually my prediction for today. I believed that we would move lower from this distribution pattern before then crossing these previous highs. So with that being said, that can still technically play out. There's that possibility, and if we correct from this, and if this ends up being a bull trap, meaning the price went up but it was just an illusion and it was quickly sold, I believe we will retest the $24,000 level before bouncing higher and moving past 25,000. But with that being said, we have currently, and we are currently out of a downtrend, or I mean a distribution pattern, out of this distribution pattern, and we are now creating a uptrend on the hourly chart because we made a higher high than the previous wick highs that were on February 17th at around $25,000. We now have went up to around 25,200, which is about $50 off from the highs on February 16th. So we're not, technically we're not in completely clear skies just yet, but we are in what's called an uptrend. So uptrend gives upward pressure. So the pressure is there for us to cross past this. And we see in the bull flag pattern also more confirmation of this. So to conclude, we'll just have to see where things go from here. We've broken out of the distribution pattern that was on the hourly chart. And for the time being, we there is still this possibility of a correction to the low $24,000 level. And I would say that's a good level that I would be looking for entries and longs. But that's just my standpoint. But I've already entered, so I'm not buying more Bitcoin. I'm de-risking at this point. I would just look for longs, maybe long opportunities, because I feel as though we can continue past 25,200, and I'll continue to de-risk into the $28,000 level and the $26,000 level, which are the next kind of technical targets. But tonight there's a new moon in Pisces. Well, technically it will be tomorrow. And this is positively affecting the price of Bitcoin because this new moon is conjunct to Bitcoin's Venus placement. And Venus is the planet of finances, values, and material possessions. It's also about pleasure, and Venus just relaxes while it gets what it wants. So this is a beautiful period to have this new moon being conjunct to Bitcoin's natal Venus placement, which is the position Venus was when the Genesis block was created for Bitcoin, meaning when Bitcoin basically went online. And there's a timestamp of this moment because the blockchain is just a labeled transaction sheet. That's what Bitcoin really is, and that's how people are able to have digital money that are not controlled by banks. So it's a decentralized way of updating people's balances, and this is what we call blockchain technology, and this is what we call Bitcoin, and this is why it's so revolutionary, is because you can now have money that is not attached to banks and that can't, be controlled, and you can have this store of value that is 100% accurate and confirmed by the blockchain. So anyway, the point being though is that moment where it went online is where Venus is now, where the new moon would now be conjunct to where Venus was. And so anyway, that's what this new moon is about, that is affecting Bitcoin. And so it's a very positive transit, and I do believe we will be going to $26,250 at least next. And on the same date as the new moon, there's other transits happening, but you'll be able to see all that in my Patreon posts. I post every day. This is my 19th day straight posting crypto and Bitcoin updates and predictions on there. So that's all for today, and I'll talk to you guys soon in another post. Peace.